That's James Stimple right there, you know, played in the last episode, which came out a few days ago. I actually recorded that like 3 weeks ago, something like that. I don't even remember. That was a while ago, but yeah. Well, I couldn't edit it because I had camps, right? But then stuff happened at those camps, so you know I have stuff to talk about. It's not just emptiness, you know. And the name of the world, it actually has meaning now. It has value because this is my 5th day of daily uploading. Yep, maybe I'll be back on it soon, all the way. But today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be exploring the end. It's going to be real big, real exciting. I don't know why I keep turning music back on, but it keeps going off. Oh, wait, never mind. I'm the one who does that, because the new music sucks, and I'm going to put my dragon egg here in the mud house. Oh, that's a lot of mud. Oh, and I forgot to show this off in the last episode, but watch this. The stream is right back. I don't know if that actually worked, because I don't have 2 monitors, I can only see Minecraft. So when I go like this, I'm just in game right now. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I'm hoping that... Okay, it does drop frames quite a bit whenever I press the normal button, so I guess... Hey, wait, I don't even think I showed this. Yeah, I built a giant wheat farm, you know. India is... Because this is India. India is looking to capitalize on what's happening in Ukraine right now, because they aren't able to transport wheat to places like Egypt, so we thought we would just jump in, you know, place just a ton of wheat and provide, and also make a bit of money on the side. You know, this area, I was pausing the recording because, like, I don't want most of the content to be in the overworld. You already saw me go on this walk. But this area actually reminds me of where I was camping, because, like, it actually looked incredibly similar to this, you know. Well, I guess there are trees there too, but like the area just that I was in, it was incredibly hilly like this, and I thought, well, I never really acknowledged, because I've been there multiple times, and I never really acknowledged, that kind of looks like Minecraft, but I guess I wouldn't have known because it was all flat, you know, it was all Iowa. Right now it's in Nebraska mode with all this hills here. But yeah, I've grown to appreciate this in Minecraft a little bit more since the last episode, because I've seen it in real life pretty much exactly like this, you know? The rivers are still kind of small, but this terrain actually is really nice, just grassy, big hills. And it actually does get somewhat flat in between. I mean, you could actually build a town on there, and someone did. So... I think I just built my hardcore house in the wrong spot, and this area is a lot better. And also, I would like to retract my statement on calling old terrain Iowa terrain, because not even Iowa can pull off that. Old terrain is still an incredible thing, and still better than this one, even though it looks better. But, that's basically it. That is still such a cool structure. Well, here I am. The end portal once again. And now I'm realizing I didn't write down the coordinates to the actual portal. So I have no idea. Shut up, where I'm going. Oh, did I just straight up find it? I did. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I have to... There we go. Screenshot has been taken. And I was about to set my spawn, but then I realized if I die, there's no coming back. Now, you haven't actually seen this, wow. So this is all new to you. Yeah, there was a whole fight that broke out here. Pretty intense stuff, I know. I am actually my most common area to die is the end. So, if there's one episode where it's gonna be the last one, it's probably gonna be one where I'm in the end. Because, I don't know, if I don't have any Elytra and I'm just bridging... it's gonna like glitch or something, and I'm gonna mess up, and then I'm gonna fall in the void. Let's hope I don't have that weird glitch happen that's apparently a thing where you spawn in and... Okay, that wasn't the worst, thing ever. Now, what we're on the search for here is an Elytra, which I probably won't put on much because it's hardcore, and, well, I'll die. That's just simply what it is. And we're looking for shulker boxes, and also some diamond pants, because I'm thinking I'm actually gonna get maxed out pants. And I mean maxed out, not thorns though. I mean in Swift Sneak, because it's so slow when I'm shifting, you know? I mean, if once I get an elytra, what are the chances that I'll die? Actually pretty big, because I died like 5 times when I did that in Media SMP, but another one right there? Anyways, yeah, I went to 2 camps. That's something to, like, speak on. It was pretty exciting. I was, in the last episode, I was like, oh, you're gonna have to watch the Camp Angered in a Maze. No, I don't care. It's not, we're gonna talk about it either way in other places, so I can just talk about it here. It's not like crazy spoilers. And is that another end gateway? We did play Impractical Jokers at camp, but I don't think it was nearly as good as last time. I don't know. It was fun, but like, it was just a bit different, you know? Like, okay, it was me and Nick did the one where we had to settle an argument. We did that one again, but me and Nick did the dancing one where we each did a dance move, and I did the one from the dangous short. I'll put a clip on screen of that. Last time, okay. Also in the last video, I was like, put a thing on screen of Gamer27. Put Gamer27 on the screen. I don't know why, but I kept saying, put this on screen. Armor of God Australian Man song in the background of this part. Put that in the entirety of the song in this section. Another end gateway. I made a massive. I've seen End City, but I made a massive discovery at camp, because like I was like, these chicken strips are so good. I'll put a picture on screen of me and Nick eating the chicken strips. This is actually going to be a miserable editing process. I'm going to stop after this, but like, so they have these really good chicken strips, best I've ever tasted, and it was like, oh, the only place I get these is camp. I better get as many as possible. So I did make trades for Snack Shack stuff and stuff, but then I don't remember who asked. Someone asked the kitchen people where they get it. How do they make the chicken? I mean, how do they make it? But then it turns out it was just store bought. It was from like, I don't even remember the like store name, which is incredibly upsetting. Oh, that way, I just realized I planned on like buying a whole pack of those for myself because they're just so good, but I don't actually know what they are. I don't know what the store is. I don't know where to get those. Oh, and if you saw my video, which came out the day I recorded this I'm recording this actually, it was like a camping video where me and Wooshi Gaming, also known as my 136th, I don't even remember, subscriber, we were camping, right? And then, I think it was the second night, oh, I just missed that entirely, it started raining at nighttime, right? It didn't seem that bad at first, but then I woke up and there was like a massive wet spot in my bed because like it wasn't urine, but it was like dripping from the ceiling. The tent ceiling was just leaking for absolutely no reason. I have no clue what that was about. It was just incredibly upsetting. Had to get a whole new tent, but it was like the Mario Master tent. It was a tent Mario Master tent, and it was actually Mario Master Colors 2, which would have been cool back in the day, but after the controversy, I don't know if I can support that tent. Anyways, that's like beside the point. I guess I could tell the story of Kai Jr. It's a very emotional one, so click off if you get sad easily, but like, the life of Kai Jr. was a very short one, but the people he impacted will last centuries. Kai Jr. was a fly, found by Nick's buddy Trent from the Minecraft video, who allegedly sounds like Crazy Boy.
They were playing Minecraft. We're doing a Minecraft Let's Play by Mojang.
Did you know that Mojang is like Did you know that Mojang made the...
He sounds nothing like Crazy Boy. Oh yeah, back to Kai Jr. I got a bit sidetracked there. So Trent trapped him in a cup, right? And then somehow, I don't even know how this happened because I was busy complaining about stuff I hated because Eli Guy was singing Stuff Dangous Hates and that sort of stuff. So I was on about that, just explaining to people why I hate the things I hate and why I love the things I love. But yeah, he dropped it in a bottle, gave it some watermelon. It was a good time. But during Kai Jr.'s life, I had a fun experience personally with him that really just touched me, and I just want to share it quick. So, throughout the trip, me and Trent, and sometimes, I think I did it with Nick once too, we would occasionally get lost together, and it would be fun. But when Kai Jr. was still alive, I asked Trent, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think it would be the last time I would see Kai Jr. I would said, "You want to get lost together?" And then we grabbed each other's arms, jumped into the sunset. Not even the sunset, it was sort of midday actually. But we jumped around the cabins, around the back of the cabins, towards the clothing hanger, the wet clothes hanger, and Nick and Eli Guy's secret hiding spot. And it was a fun time, it was a blast. And then we wandered around. I think we went up by the fire pit even, just talking about Kai Jr., having a fun old time, just an absolute classic. And then when we got back, this kid was like, "Hey, can I see Kai Jr. for a second?" And Trent thought, "Oh, yeah, it's just someone trying to greet the newborn child, Kai Jr. Sure, go ahead." Little did I know that would be the last time I would see Kai Jr. I believe he got him back after that, but I didn't personally see Kai Jr. And after the service, it was revealed to me Kai Jr. had passed away. I don't know by what cause, but it was incredibly sad. And then Trent was panicked. He was grieving. He was like, "We don't have time. We don't have time for the funeral." That was the campfire nights. We actually did have time for the funeral. There was plenty of time that night. And it came time for the funeral. It was just a real emotional day. Trent was down there by the lake, right next to the water on some rocks. All of us were up on the top watching. Then he gave a quick speech about Kai Jr.'s life, and then I saluted as he sent him off into the waters. I cried that day. It was incredibly hard just to see such a good friend, someone like Kai Jr., just gone like that. But then this kid, he walks down on the rocks next to Trent. And he's like, "I have to reveal something about Kai Jr. His death wasn't exactly coincidental. There was foul play involved. Somebody killed the Kai Jr. Shut up! It's Eli Guy on Snapchat. I reinstalled Snapchat after camp. I'm going through an emotional story! Shut up! And the kid was like, "It was Carson." And literally, right that second, not even joking, Carson, the 8-year-old child, he turns around the corner. He just comes right out the corner. And then we go to look at him. And then I scream, "Get him!" and start chasing after him. And then we all just started chasing after him. It was actually incredible timing. That was like a whole straight up cartoon-based thing. That was crazy. But it was awesome. And while we were there, I don't know why, he didn't used to do this, at the sleepover and stuff where we filmed the 7th Dangous movie, but just constantly, we would just be walking around and he would just sit down on the floor. It was kind of funny looking, but we would just be doing stuff, and then he would just be sitting there, laying on the floor, getting dirt all over his sweatshirt, because keep in mind, we were in a grassy, just camp area. We weren't on concrete or anything. But it was pretty funny. Also, during the other camp, not this camp, it was the one with my family, we invited a pal over. And this pal actually happened to be Eli Guy and James from camp's dating coach. It's where they learned all their skills, okay, here's actually a skill I learned from him. You have to, when you're putting on cologne, not Axe body spray, I'll actually get into why, not even why no Axe body spray, but I'll get into something to camp related to that. You have to spray it in the air into a fine mist, and then you have to walk through it and then walk right back. That's just some advice. I was talking about camp to Eli Guy and James's dating coach, and then I was during camp, James would just sit down out of nowhere, and he would just mess around. And then, he was like, "I'll have to talk to him about that," because, that's not how you get women to like you. Women like men who can walk around and do a ton of stuff. Just walk around like crazy and have a good old time walking and not sitting down. Oh yeah, the Axe body spray thing. I reckon I should get into that. This year during camp, it was like, oh, there's Axe body spray. So then I was like, spray it all over the cabin. And then he actually did spray it all over the cabin. In fact, the entirety of 2 bottles of Axe body spray, mainly in the cabin I was in, but also partly in the other cabin, but they ran out on that one. And it just smelled of Axe. The fumes were absolutely everywhere. I could not be in there. I could not breathe properly. And it actually made Nick, like, absolutely high on Axe body spray. I don't know what, but he just wouldn't get out, and he was, like, functioning inefficiently. And the thing is, Toaster Fire, when she first smelled us on the way out, she was like, Eli guy, you smell so good today. And then it was like, no, because it smelled bad. But then she was a super snooper later on in that day, and then understood the magnitude of the gassing that happened in our cabin that day. Which, okay, the gassing of the cabin with Axe body spray, it did contribute to something really good, just really fun, a good old time. So me and Trent, right, we went out, and you know that kid from the last Camp Angered in a Maze video that Nick wrestled for a shark flashlight for? Well, he happened to be outside during that time. And then he was like, he asked me and Trent, want to play Minecraft in real life, all mods? And then we were like, yes. Because it's Minecraft. I love Minecraft. I love playing Minecraft. It's such a fun game. I'm doing it right now, actually, if you haven't noticed. And then we played that for a little bit. At that point, he was on about Pokemon mod, so we stopped playing after that for a little bit. And then, eventually, throughout the entire day after that, he was like, want to play Minecraft in real life? And nobody would play with him. He asked me and Trent to play Minecraft in real life with him again, because it was a fun time. And we decided, yeah. And then, eventually, the others exited the cabin and decided to go to the game room. But, like, come on, we're playing Minecraft in real life. They were like, come with us, guys. And we were like, no, we're playing Minecraft in real life, dude. And this kid, I don't know what he was on about, but, like, he had some good mods. It was literally every mod. He had a mod where we opened a chest, right? 1 trillion diamonds in that chest. We had pretty much infinite diamonds. So me, Trent, and the kid, we were absolutely set. But then the attack happened. 50,000 Super Punch Men. Yep. They came in and they started attacking us. But we had infinite diamonds, pretty much. Well, we had 1 trillion diamonds. But every time we hit them, our diamond swords would break, so we would have to have a ton and craft new ones. But they would die instantly when we hit them, so it worked out. We only actually ended up killing like 4 of them. We kept getting distracted. Eventually, Toaster Fire joined during that too, so he added the anti-woman mod, so she was still there for some reason. I don't know what that was about, but like, we were trying to get James to play, I think, but then he had the get married to boys mod and the girl being able to get married to girls mod. It was pretty crazy, pretty progressive Minecraft gameplay there. That was probably some of the most fun I've ever had in Minecraft, and it wasn't even Minecraft. Who knew real life was just Minecraft, but better? Something that also that happened during camp. It just kept happening. So the boys, they kept getting in trouble, but like they didn't know for sure who it was. So they would put all of us, just every single male, into the chapel and figure out who did this. We're not letting you out until you confess. First time it was because, what was that even about? I don't even remember. We were sat in there for a little bit. Nobody ended up confessing. Wait, no. I think somebody did just to let us get out. But everybody in there took it incredibly seriously. It was... they were, like, trying to bribe, like... This one kid, the kid I was actually playing Minecraft in real life all mods with. Keep in mind, he's like 8 years old. He like offered $40 to whoever would confess, just so we could get out of there. And he actually did that the second time too, and I actually remember what the second time was for. Okay, so basically, it was almost time to take the picture on the second to last day? Yeah, second to last day. And everybody was real excited, but then Dad called. Listen, all the boys need to stay behind, and then everybody was like, what? This again? And we thought, oh, it must be about the same thing or something like that. But no. He took us on a field trip. He was like, everybody follow me. He began to walk in the general direction of the bathroom and eventually let everybody in. We got in a single file line and began to walk in. Then he showed us to a stall and he told us, look in and then walk that way. And then I was scared. What was in that toilet that was so frightening? What was it so frightening that we all needed to stay behind from the main picture? And then I finally got to the toilet. It was actually not that much poo, it was just a bit, kind of a big amount of toilet paper. It was just sort of unflushed, but they probably assumed it was clogged, because who would just leave it like that? Okay, here's what actually had happened, though. So basically, I don't know who did it, but one of the kids just went poo, right? He just went, and then didn't flush the toilet for whatever reason. I don't know what the motive behind this was, but I hope that guy's not mad at me. And then he locked the stall door, crawled under the stall, and just left it like there, and it was like that all day. Which I actually had acknowledged in my mind, that stall had been shut all day, but I didn't think anything of it. I thought someone just had happened to be using it at all that time. But Chad sniffed it out, you know, he caught them. He realized, hey, this has been locked all day. He knocked on it, nobody responded, and then it was all figured out from there. Oh, and during the second one, because they eventually had to sit down, I got into a conversation about with a young child about the countries on the Universal logo. We just started about talking about all the countries we saw, which it showed brief parts of Africa, some parts of Asia. I think Indonesia, Malaysia partly peaked in actually. But we were naming all the countries, and then we just started talking about like geography as a whole. He was like, what country has the most sea borders? And then it was like, I don't know, probably Russia, because like Russia, it has the top area. That's just all ocean there. But then he said it was apparently Norway, which I don't even know if that's true. I haven't fact checked that. I'm just taking it from a young child that is a true fact that Norway has the most coastline border, but it's just because they have a ton of like islands and stuff apparently. I don't know what that was. They also had us play kickball, which if you've heard stuff Dangous hates, you would know. I absolutely hate that game. It is so miserable. There's nothing fun about kickball in the slightest. I don't get how anyone could enjoy it. So, after one of the chapel sessions, they were like, alright, everybody outside, we're gonna play kickball. And I was like, oh no. And James and Nick had snuck off to the bathroom, so they didn't actually play. But then, I was like, you know, I'll probably just wait here and sit out. And then they were like, nah, you've got to play. You have to play. And I was like, And then I saw Trent and Muncher Maniac run off in the other direction, which I assumed they were going to the cabin. But I was like, I was in too deep. I was already on the line. But then while nobody was looking and I was in the back of the line, I walked off. Yep, rebelling. I didn't play kickball. I went straight back to the cabin. There was Trent and Muncher Maniac, and then the entire time, we just complained about kickball. Because we don't like kickball. Apparently some of the other people in our group played, but then sat out after they played like once because they realized, hey, they're not enforcing this rule. But yeah, Nick and James were in the bathroom. We actually happened to get out. We decided to go out pretty much right at lunchtime, so that was actually perfect timing. We still got to eat and didn't have to play kickball. Because the thing about kickball is, right, it's like not really that fun of a game to begin with, and the people are like extremely competitive with it. Like they take that game very seriously. Now I haven't actually played it enough to like have too much of an experience with it. That's just mainly what I've heard from other people, but it makes me hate it even more because it really does seem like the type of game people would just take way too seriously. The other camp wasn't as eventful, but also it's just sort of like that, you know? It's just camping with my family. It's a bit different than, like, camp. I mean, there was tubing, but I didn't take much part in that because I don't actually like tubing. You see, It's like a really good idea. I really appreciate the concept of tubing. You just put a tube tied behind a boat and drive the boat as fast as possible and try to fling the person off in any way possible, whether it be with waves, just intense turns. It's a fun idea. But the thing is, I've just been doing it my entire life, and it just got boring to me. It's not fun to me anymore. It just makes my arms hurt after a while. Like, good idea, really appreciate the idea of it, but it's just not for me. Also, is there seriously not a boat at this thing? This one is massive, how is there not a boat? I have been filming for almost an hour now already. I don't even know how that time went so quick. I'm definitely not gonna edit this tonight, I'm gonna edit this tomorrow. I don't like it when this happens. This is just scary right here. It just seems like I'm floating out in the middle of nowhere. One thing that happened while I was camping, not like, it was the family camp. It was family camp. I found just on the side of the lake in the rocks, I just found a dead gar. Which, if you don't know what a gar is, it's basically like, it's like a river shark. Basically, it's got like a ton of teeth. Well, it's not exactly like a shark. It's sort of like more of an alligator fish, you know. I'll put a picture on screen. I just found a dead one of those on the side, and out of respect, I brought it over to the campfire which was going on and cremated it. Which, by the way, smelled absolutely horrible. It turns out dead fish smell really bad, which I also learned later on, a few days later actually. The life jacket, and I grabbed a kayak. And I kayaked all the way out. Now, I am a kayaking expert, because I don't think I told this on an episode of Hardcore, but during the sleepover with James and Nick and stuff, where they were at my house, where we filmed the one Dangous movie, we went to the lake then, and James got stuck. He just got stuck trying to kayak, and he was just on the complete opposite side of the lake. This was a different lake, it was a smaller lake, but still, he was just stuck over there. And every time he would like start making progress, he would get tired, take a break, wind would just blow him right back to where he was before he started. So I was sent over to go rescue him. I had a water bottle in the pouch. I went over as fast as possible, absolute full speed in that boat. Also, nice! I see a ship. I'm gonna kill these shulkers first, look. Shulkers are useful. But then I went there, I boated across the lake full speed, but then the boat picked him up. And then the boat that picked him up, it just drove right past me. So then I had to boat all the way back to the normal side of the lake, the one I came from, again at full speed. It was actually pretty exhausting, but like, I managed it. But yeah, I have kayaking experience. So I kayaked out to the fish. It was a tough challenge, but it actually wasn't that far out at all. But it was far enough to where I couldn't stand. Which turns out it's actually incredibly hard to just float a fish, because obviously I'm not going to take the fish onto my boat. Oh, curse of vanishing! No, it's perfect dance! Watch this, watch this, watch this. Oh, I actually did that. I've gotten so bad at that in recent years, but like, we're gonna go get the elytra in Minecraft. So for a good, I'd say 20 to 30 minutes, I was just using the paddle, pushing the fish to shore, getting sort of slightly off balance, having to boat around in a circle, getting back. So sometimes having the fish like go under the boat, which by the way, I got used to the smell eventually, but it was such a strong, just putrid, just dead fish smell in my nose. Right when I got up to it, I just started coughing intensely. Felt like I was gonna throw up. It was just so bad smelling. Which, by the way, it had already started decaying. It's like one of its eyes was just, it was just sort of melting into goo. I didn't even know that happened, but like, the fish eye was melting into goo. Why would they make goo? Did that thing really follow me that far? Why would they make goo out of fish eyes? Oh yeah, right. Here. Protection. That's a pretty cool slave shovel. Also this thing. Don't really care about that though. I'm not gonna I'm not even joking about that. I don't use elytras ever. I already said that. Nice. Pretty crazy outfit, I know. Oh, he doesn't open and close his mouth. I'm going home. I don't even care anymore. I'm never coming back here. All this is asking for death. I don't care if I barely have any shoulders. I'm going straight home. Oh, nice. There's a gateway right there. I don't even have to go all the way back. I'll probably do a bit of off-camera playing, actually. And, like, max out my elytra, you know. Make these pants netherite. Hopefully I don't die and lose all my pants, but, like, I don't even care. I'm savage like that. I'm not gonna die anyways. I don't even know what I showed off for all this. So yeah, look at this. Wow. Mangrove trees everywhere. Actually, I probably didn't show all these off because, wow. It really has been a long time. This series paused for a while. Well, hopefully I'm actually back to daily uploads. I didn't even get to go into that. Yeah, I'm trying to be back into doing daily uploads, but yeah, got all this stuff. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, hit that subscribe button, and as always, goodbye.
Next I comb my hair, and I brush those pearly white